Hello, girlies. I'm back from vacation. I had such a fun time with my family. We went to Colombia. We went to specifically Cartagena in Colombia. It was so nice. And yeah, I had so much fun. But now I'm back home and I'm ready to read. I'm ready to vlog. I have some updates for you because I did read a little bit while on vacation. Not that much because I was pretty busy. I wanted to fully experience the life over there. So I did not read a lot, but I still did read a little bit. So I have some updates. The physical book I brought with me to Cartagena was Dungeon Crawler Carl by Madinaman. This book sadly got a little bit damaged, a tiny bit water damaged. If you don't like damaged books, look away. It's under the dust jacket, so honestly, it's not really that apparent. I got to page 198 of this book, so I'm pretty much almost to the halfway point of this, and I'm enjoying this so much. So, Dungeon Crawler Carl is a book series that was originally indie published, but now it got picked up by a publisher, and the new editions are all coming out. Wait, let me show you the actual dust jacket. This is the dust jacket. It looks really cool, in my opinion. So here we have Carl, and then here we have Princess Donut, which is a cat who's a permanent character in the series. I'm going to try to explain the series, but if it doesn't make any sense, it's normal, okay? This is a lit RPG book, which is a mixture of literature and role-playing games, such as Dungeons and Dragons type of deal, okay? So you get both fiction and the whole character quest building skills, building character traits, and then fighting and winning prizes. It's that type of thing is also present there. This book takes place as Earth got absolutely destroyed by an alien race because this alien race made a deal with the humans back in the days, back in the pyramids time. They made a deal, and back then humans were like, what? Who are these gods? So they just agreed to the deal that would be one day we're going to come back and take all of your planet's minerals and such and kill all of you. And yeah, so now the deal is done. The aliens have come back. They're like, okay, we're coming to claim our shit. And they basically annihilate everyone on the planet except for a couple of millions people. Like, not everyone, but still a couple of million people left alive. And these couple of million people have the option to participate in the dungeon game, which is a TV reality for aliens where the humans have to basically crawl through these dungeons. There are multiple levels of dungeons, and they have to get to the next level in time before the level closes. And in these dungeons, they also have to fight opponents and build skills and level up and stuff like that. So this is where the RPG type stuff comes in. So Carl is one of these humans. He is outside in the middle of the winter in his boxers when everyone dies around him. And he's with his cat, Princess Donut. And then he decides to go into the dungeon because he's not really understanding anything. He's like, yeah, I'm freezing my ass off. Of course I'm gonna go inside that warm ass place. So he goes in there and he basically has to now fight and build up skills and try to survive alongside Princess Donut, who also becomes her own character. She builds skills. she maybe now has the skill to talk, and she is amazing. I love her. And together they form this whole group, and they're basically learning about everything, all of the rules, and also coming to terms with what their life is now. And also there's the TV reality aspect to it, which is so interesting. This book is simultaneously like on drugs, what is going on, crazy, funny, silly humor, and also like commentary on capitalism, TV reality, on what we do to survive, on humanity, on a bunch of stuff. There's like a little bit of Hunger Games comments on there, you know, but also with Percy Jackson humor if it was grown up for adults. Yeah, it's a weird mismatch of everything, but it works. It's good. The cover says, "You will not break me," because this is what Carl says to himself in the dungeon. He says to the aliens in his head, basically, like, you may kill me, you may harm me, but you're not gonna break me. My character is gonna stay the same. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Like I said, only 200 pages into this one, and this is a long series. I don't know how many books there are, but I'm like maybe like 8 or something. I feel like it's a really long series. So right now I'm enjoying this for what it is. It's really fun. And yeah, it's really easy to read because it's basically like you're playing Carl as a character and leveling up alongside him and seeing what he chooses to do. And yeah, I'm enjoying this a lot so far. And then the other book I brought with me, actually, I brought my Kindle with me and I downloaded like so many books. And I only read one from all of these downloads. I literally downloaded enough books for 3 months. I don't know where I thought I was going, but I definitely wasn't going for 1 week on vacation. So the book I did read, because my hold finally came in from the library, is A Drop of Corruption by Robert Jackson Bennett. If you've been watching my reading vlogs, I read the first book in the series earlier this year, which is called The Tainted Cup. And this is book 2. This is an Anna and Din mystery. This is a fantasy mystery book, where there's this like murder mystery taking place in the fantasy world. And this book is like another case. The first book was one case, and then this book is another case. But there's still some ties between the two, especially with the themes of like empire, corruption, government, all of this. But there's also like the fun magic, mushroom, worms happening. I love the mushroom worm magic going on in this world. It's really good. And I did read a bit of this once back. So on vacation, I only read about halfway through this book. Last night I got 66% into this one. I'm in the middle of the chapter. This reads really well, really quickly. It's a really snappy writing style. I'm enjoying this a lot. Okay, my mic died, so I'm back. But I think I was talking about A Drop of Corruption and how rich in politics and mystery and magic it is. I'm really enjoying this. So I'm planning on bringing this with me to work today because I am working, and then reading some of this on my lunch break, because lugging this thick-ass book around is not optimal. So yeah, I'm working a lot in the next following weeks. So I don't think I want to put any pressure on myself to read a certain amount of books or a certain amount of pages or anything. This vlog is only going to be like, hey, come alongside me as I live my life and try to read books and enjoy the summer. So I have a little bit of time before I go to work. So I'm going to read a bit. I'm going to eat. And that's it. I have talked too long. Yeah, I'm gonna go read. Okay, bye. Hello, I'm now 75% through a Drop of Corruption. So, yeah, this is how far I've made it through. And I've been listening to a lovely playlist on Spotify, specifically made for this series. Yeah, if I think of it, I'm going to link it down below. I love when people do playlists for books. I have made a couple playlists for books, but yeah, when I feel lazy and not in the mood to make a playlist, I always just search up the name of the book or the series, and people come up with such good series. So yeah, I've been listening to this. It's very goblin core ambiance, very bog, very fern, very mushroom ambiance, which is so perfect for this book. I don't think I've talked really about what this book in particular is about because it's kind of hard because it's the second book in a series. The way that these books, both books in the series so far, have been structured is we start the narrative with a very simple-ish murder or death, which then evolves into like a huge thing with so many implications, political implications, magical implications. So the way he does it is really cool because we start with like one basic murder and it basically always turns out to be so much more. And I love that. And yeah, like I said, I'm 3/4 of the way through this book, and the main character is about to go on like an expedition. I'm trying to stay like non-spoilery. He has to go to a very dangerous place to investigate and interrogate people, and the place is so fucked up. I'm trying to not say too much, but it's this mix of plant and flesh, and it's like this growing organism of a building. It's like this plant-like building, but that's also sentient and moving and a bit fleshy, like, and it's so gross but so cool. And I just like the atmosphere and the magic system and everything about the world that Robert Jackson Bennett has, everything he's done with this world. Honestly, I really I'm enjoying this. He could write 1,000 books. No, not 1,000 books. He could write a dozen books in the series. I don't think I would ever get tired of it. I just love the ambiance. It's so good. It's scrumptious. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. It's reading really fast. So yeah, maybe I will be able to finish it sooner than later. We'll see. No stress. Hello, good morning. I read a lot of A Drop of Corruption and I finished it this morning. So I have some thoughts to share with you guys. I obviously can't say a lot because it's the second book in a series, but I enjoyed it so much. I think I prefer it to the first one, but both of them are pretty high up there in my brain. Like they're both so good. My girlfriend was making a lot of noise, but she just left. So I, yeah, I finished A Drop of Corruption. It was really good. I loved the ending. We got so many revelations at the end. And yeah, I think this series is going to be a trilogy, if I'm not mistaken. I wish there was more books than only 3, but still, I'm gonna wait patiently for the third book. I think so far the author has released 1 book a year, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But if he keeps it up, maybe in 2026 we'll get the third book. We'll see. I'm definitely planning on purchasing a physical copy for my collection, but only once the paperback is released. The US paperback is released because hardcovers are gorgeous and also so expensive. Most hardcovers right now are $40 and up, which is crazy. $40 Canadian, that's like so expensive. And I only work a small job. Like I don't have the funds for this lifestyle. So I'm going to wait for the paperback and purchase it once it's out. For now, wait, let me show you something. I've been doing some paint by numbers. I've started a new paint by numbers. I love doing those. And I've started with the pinks and the reds in this one. This one is going to be, wait, let me show you. The end result is supposed to be like this kind of style and colors. So I think it's going to be really cute. I'm excited about doing it. I really like doing paint by numbers. It's really nice and calming. So I did start that yesterday. And then what else do I have to say? Today I have many plans. I'm planning on going to the gym with my sister, and then we're going to do some beach volleyball maybe if the weather's nice. It might rain though. So if it rains, beach volleyball is a no. But yeah, those are the plans. Gym and then beach volleyball. So I'm excited. I'm hoping to be able to enjoy being outside, the summer weather. Yeah, so this is my plan for today. And then maybe in the afternoon or later at night, I'll be able to read some more of Dungeon Crawler Carl. But I'll update you when I have stuff to say. For now, bye. Monster high. Come on, don't be shy. Monster high. Spirits never die. Hi, pack my bag with me as I give you some updates about what I did in the last couple of days. So I don't think we've talked since Sunday, and it's now Wednesday. I have a couple of things to say. First, this is the tote bag I'm going to bring with me. I'm packing my bag. I'm going to go to my parents' house for the afternoon to read and also maybe draw. I'm gonna start with some updates. The two books I'm currently reading. So the first one is Dungeon Crawler Carl. I read a couple of pages in this last night, but I'm only to page 214. I haven't made that much progress since I started this vlog. I think I was on page 198 or something when I introduced this book to you in this vlog. So not huge progress, but I'm gonna bring this with me as an option. And then my other option is going to be a book I started on Kindle. Oh my god. You know when you read in bed at night, your screen light to the very lowest, but then you try to open it the next morning and you can't even see enough to try to put the luminosity high again. That was my situation. I started A Sky Beyond the Storm by Sabatar here. This is the fourth and final book in the An Ember in the Ashes series, which is a YA high fantasy series. I've been reading this series surely but slowly. I think I started this year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I started this year and I don't own these books, so I've just been waiting each time for the book to be available to me through my library. And then this one just became available. I'm only 9% into this one. So, like I said, very, very small progress, but still, there is, oh my god, you can't see shit. Here's the cover. The Sky Beyond the Storm. Like, today is my off day at work, so I was really productive this morning. I went to the gym and then I made 2 calls that I really needed to make. And if you know me, you know I don't like making calls, but I did it and I'm proud of myself, okay? And then this afternoon, I'm basically free to do whatever I want, and what I want is to be outside, be with my dog, and read. I also want to draw. So my aunt just asked me to design her tattoo, and I've never designed a tattoo. I've never drawn a tattoo before. Like, I've been drawing my whole life, basically. I used to draw much more, actually, but I haven't in a while. Just this morning, I saw a text from my aunt who was like, oh my god, would you want to draw my tattoo? And I was like, I can try. I'm not promising anything, but I can try. So I want to go to my parents' house also, yes, to be with my dog and go outside and have fun, but also because all of my art supplies are at my parents' house and I want to grab a couple of pens and notebooks and shit to try and make a cute design for her. So, plan for today. Bring my portable charger because my phone doesn't have that much battery left. I'm also going to bring my headphones because sometimes you're outside and the neighbors decide to start mowing the lawn, and that really ruins the mood when you're trying to read. So bring my headphones. I'm also going to bring a water bottle because it's great when you're outside. What else do I need? I'm gonna bring this tripod. I'm gonna bring my mic. Okay, I think I've said everything I need to say. My bag is ready. So I'm gonna leave now and I'm gonna take you along with me. just read a couple more pages of Dungeon Crawler Coral. I am now further than halfway. I'm on page 287. And I just had to talk a bit about this book. It is simultaneously so ridiculous and funny, but it also deals with very serious topics that are kind of thought provoking. So, for example, just introduced is a new opponent, right? It's like a boss and they have to battle, okay? And this boss is a monster with the aura and personality of an MLM babe inside the body of a kraken. And what did they call this monster? The Krakaren. Thank you very much. The Krakaren. That's the kind of energy of the ridiculousness of this book, right? It's silly. But in other moments we have like in deep introspection, Carl thinking about like what like is it even worth it anymore to play this game when all you have to do is kill to make it through. And then sometimes, he just fights with the opponents and he kills them. And he doesn't really know the opponents. It just looks like a bizarre monster, so it's fine. But if he does get to know a bit his opponent, he feels horribly bad about killing them because turns out they have lives too. They have motives. They have hopes and wishes, and some of the opponents are not even in the game of their own will. Like some of them, it looks like, have made a bad deal or something, but anyway, they have to be in this game and hopefully not die. Hopefully, but it's like tricky because Carl knows if he doesn't kill them, the opponents are obviously going to kill him without a thought. But it still feels horrible to like kill so many, not people, but things when you know they also have hopes and dreams, and what makes your hopes and dreams better than theirs, right? So it's tricky, and so far I think it does a good job of juggling the two like moods of the story. Um Pretty good jobs. Some of the jokes don't land for me. I'm gonna be honest. Like some of them I'm like, okay. Some of them are a bit weird, but most of them I think are quite funny. And yeah, the only thing I would say is that I sometimes find it hard to visualize the world that they're in. So, like the actual dungeon that they're in, like when they enter specific rooms of the dungeon, those rooms are usually described really well, and I can envision it, I can see it, it's great. But when they're just walking the halls of the dungeon, I see nothing. It's really blank in my mind. So I think it lacks descriptions in some instances, but for the most part, this is a pretty good ride in general. Like I'm having a good time, and I cannot wait to read more. I just got inside because I was getting attacked by ants in the grass. I don't know if I was sitting on an ant's nest or something, but they were just crawling all over me to the point where even if I had no ants on me, I constantly felt like I had like something was crawling up me. Like it could only have been my hair, but I was still like paranoid because of all of these ants. So I decided to come in. And now I'm kind of like, what should I do? Should I go home? What should I do? I just read inside? I'm kind of torn. I'll let you know what I decide to do. I also did draw a couple of sketches earlier. Um, and most of them were bad. Some of them were okay. I think I need to have a little meeting with my aunt to talk over the sketches I did do and for her to tell me what she wants more precisely, what sketches she would like me to work on more. So I did draw a little bit, maybe like 30 minutes of like brainstorming, sketching and stuff, but I'm not sold on what I did yet. So this was a very productive afternoon so far. I'll update you later on what I decide to do next. Hi guys, I am here to close out this vlog and I have many updates for you guys before I do so. So it's currently Saturday morning and last night I read a lot of Dungeon Crawler Coral and then I finished it this morning. So this is a fun update. I finished my second book of the vlog. I am How am I feeling about this book? I'm feeling divided, to be honest. I think in my last update, I was talking about how the author did a good job of balancing the more serious topics with the humor of the book. But the more that I read, I don't know if the author did such a good job. Like I will admit at some points the humor felt a bit jarring and a bit out of place. I like the book is supposed to be funny, but and it is at points, but it feels really jarring because when you laugh at the book because it's intended to be laughed at because it's supposed to be funny, you kind of feel like you're also part of that horrible alien audience who's watching the Dungeon Crawler Games TV reality and laughing at these people's downfall and horrible like fighting for survival. Like it's kind of weird. Like I cannot help but compare it to The Hunger Games because in both situations the main characters are placed in a TV show where they have to fight for survival and they have no choice but to play in this game. They are forced by some form of government, right? It's that or death. So they do it, but they do it kind of not on their own volition, and they have to kind of perform for the camera and the audience. So in that way it's very similar, and they also risk their lives. Both main characters are in mortal danger at all times within this TV reality game thing, right? And except that in Hunger Games, the whole time, Katniss is hyper aware of how horrible it is and how she's being forced to do all of this, and how, it's the tone of the book is that this is bad. Like, oh, the tone of the book is the Capitol may laugh or find this entertaining, but it's horrible and it's not fun in any way. The tone of Dungeon Crawler Carl is a bit like Carl saying, yeah, this is kind of horrible, but then the book being like kind of silly and funny, or Carl getting a weapon and killing so many people and being like, oh, that was kind of badass. And it's kind of like jarring because we're meant to find the book funny, to find aspects of the book funny, which is hard when you think about how fucking exploitative and horrible it is for everyone involved in this game. Like, this is why I'm feeling divided. I just feel like every time the book was trying to make a joke, I would have part of me being like, ha, and the other half would be like, this is no time for joking. This is a serious moment. People's lives are in danger. These people are being exploited for views. I did enjoy a lot of this book. Like, so many aspects of this, I think, were well done, interesting. The world crafting, so intricate. Will I continue the series though? I'm not sure. Like, I'm feeling so conflicted, and I'm sorry because this is kind of a frustrating review because I don't know how I'm feeling about this. Like, I love Coral. I love Princess Donut, the cat character. She's incredible. I love her so much. And I like how the world is formed. Like, I have so many questions. The intrigue is good, but the tone is, I think it's too much for me. I don't think I'm going to be able to continue this series. At least I'm not feeling sure about this enough to buy the physical books, that's for sure. If I continue the series, it will be reading them through ebook and not paying for them in any way, because I'm kind of scared. Like, I'm still wanting to go forward. I want to know what happens with Carl. I want to know what happens with Princess Donut. I want to know what happens on level 3, because this book only encapsulated the first 2 level of Dungeon Crawler. So I want to know what happens. Like, I'm intrigued and I'm rooting for these characters, but the tone of this is kind of throwing me off. Like, I don't know. I'm feeling so conflicted. I don't know if I'm the problem. Am I reading too deeply into this? Maybe. Maybe I am. I don't know. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. Like, what should I think of this? If you've read Dungeon Crawler Carl, I want to know your opinions on this. And if you think I'm overreacting, please tell me, because I'm just, Okay. So in this vlog, I finished both A Drop of Corruption and Dungeon Crawler Carl. Both books which I had brought with me on vacation and read half of them. And I finished them now that I'm back from vacation. So pretty cool, pretty cool. That concludes my reading for the week. If you have read any of these books and have thoughts, feel free to share with me. I would be so happy to have a discussion in the comments. And yeah, I will see you soon with a new video. Bye!